Goes pretty quickly. Hi, everybody. We're preparing.
Hi.
Hi.
It says it's still preparing. Hopefully we'll be there. Hopefully sometimes. Now we're live. Oh, this is so good. Hi, everybody. It's so good. Happy to see everybody here. Welcome to Positive Exposure Connects. I'm Rick Vidotti, and of course I run Positive Exposure, which is a nonprofit organization that is creating a more inclusive and equitable global community through educational programs and photography and film and workshops and webinars like this and multimedia exhibitions. And today we have very special guests joining us. We have the amazing Grace Yun from Open Style Lab, and we're going to talk all about it in a second, which is very, very exciting. And Kieran is here with us. Kieran as well. Kearn is with us, and she's going to talk about her hackability kit, which is also created through Open Style Lab. So hi, everybody. Welcome. It's so great to have you here with us.
Thanks, Rick. This is so exciting, and always happy to be in your company, whether online or in person.
Right. So tell us a little bit, Grace, tell us a little bit. You're the CEO of Open Style Lab. Give us a little background on Open Style Lab and your goals and all the amazing things that you've done with it. It's so incredible. Please.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. I mean, as you know, but for our audience, Open Style Lab is a nonprofit organization, which its mission is to make style accessible through design and technology. And some of the ways that we accomplish this is to co-design with people with disabilities and those who are in the aging community. So each year we bring out workshops or summer programs or other fun and engaging ways to work inclusively. So that is what we do. And we've been around since 2015. I guess I'd like to put it, we were first birthed at MIT, then got adopted in New York by Parsons. And then now I think we're still floating around and trying to work with other institutions and I guess like just more different collaborators, you know, to be open to so many more people. So currently we are at our 6th summer program. And, you know, given COVID, we're going online. Okay. So that's one of the biggest challenges I think we are excited to face and to do.
Wonderful. And first of all, I want you to know that you always have a space at Positive Exposure 109. Once we open our doors, you were always welcome there. I'm very excited. We'd be very excited and thrilled to have you there. But tell me some of the things that you have gone virtually. What does that look like? How you
so a lot of it is around teaching, and you know, I am an assistant professor at Parsons, so I had just helped graduate and had the privilege of working with my students from class of 2020 that are graduating during this crazy moment. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the online curriculum building and restructuring from that I've learned to also probably implicate for OSL this summer. So we're going to be most likely collaborating with 9 to 12 fellows, all from disciplines of design, engineering, and therapy. And they're going to be teamed with participants this year from the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Oh, wow. So we have like a pretty good substantial number of people who want to collaborate. And maybe given that we are going online, we might be able to try to collaborate with more people, which we couldn't always do when we were in a physical space. Because as you know, not all physical spaces are very ADA compliant, or I think could house so many people. So I think trying this virtually might be great. To give it a shot. And I think it's mostly about with the research goal of making style accessible. So like what types of hacks, what types of tools, what type of designs and technologies can people use to make dressing more easier, but also just have a way to independently live much better. So that kind of leads to our hackability toolkit, which I think Kieran had already mentioned.
Yeah, well, I'm so excited about the Kieran O'Brien Kearn. She's going to give us a little demonstration on this amazing toolkit. And Kieran, tell us a little bit about this toolkit and all the gorgeous things that it can do.
Well, I've been a part of the Open Style Lab experience since 2017. I was a client of one of the classes, and I actually got to participate with our Open Style Lab class that just graduated. But one of the amazing things we made with the Open Style Lab summer session last year was the Open Style Lab Hackability Toolkit.
Everybody
Now,
should have one.
everyone should have one. It is the ultimate big box of fun when you're stuck at home with COVID-19 and you're looking at your clothes going, how the heck do I put this on without my PA? Or maybe you are looking at, per se, your favorite pair of shorts and wondering if you can, how many times you can do the hula to get them on. It's just me. I don't know. I'm going to give you a little quick tour of the box.
Great. I
Open
just
it
want to
up.
let everybody know that before you do that, that you are the community engagement manager at Open Style Labs, which is
Yeah.
a very cool position. I love that.
It is my favorite because it combines two of my favorite things, which are talking to people in our disability community and the aging community, and words and people. So the best part, and this is a well-loved box because I literally play with this every day.
It's so cool.
Pardon me. Is that you open the box and it tells you exactly what it wants you to do, which is take control of your style.
Fabulous.
So we've got the big box of straps, which I've already got mine out. And it's got the fun pocket templates. Let me open up the kangaroo, which I've not gotten to use yet. And I will explain to you what makes these so amazing. So you can sew with these, and they've got, you trace them, and you can either use hem tape or you can trace with chalk here, or we show you exactly where to stitch.
Wow.
With these holes here.
Amazing.
And we supply the tape. We've got,
How was this developed? Was this Grace and Kieran? Did you develop, Kieran? Did you develop it
our
yourself?
therapists and our fellows last year, which were comprised of OTs and engineers, and were paired with my 7-year-old is about to pop on the camera. We're paired with girls from the NYU IWD program, which were amazing. All of these girls had cerebral palsy and different. Thank you, baby. Go play. And clips and needles and thread.
Wow.
And they were and this chalk, which is phenomenal for, and they worked together. These girls all sewed. And if they couldn't sew, this is the needle threader.
Wow.
Thank you. You are
Such a good assistant.
And this is in the shape of an avocado if you have limited grip, but still has a traditional needle threader on top. I know you love those stickers. We have these stickers all over my house. We are a little bit branded, I'm not gonna lie.
Right. We love that.
Which is awesome. And all of these, the amazing thing was we saw all of these girls take their creativity, because I can tell you, as a person who grew up with a disability, who has a disability, is that oftentimes,
Mom.
thank you. Now go, I'm working. Is that oftentimes when you're getting dressed, or when someone is dressing, helping you get dressed, often you're not a part of the decision making. Okay, well, watch from over there and watch not with your hands. You're not a part of the solution making process, but these girls were.
Wow.
So we would see one girl start the needle and another girl pull the needle through to hack their clothing. And it was a blossoming from beginning to end. And even in that first day, it was like we saw all the ideas come out, and all the opinions of the different styles and the things that they loved and the types of clothing. And just because we asked them what they liked.
Wow.
And from beginning to end, and you could see the power of pride and making, please don't play with that, pride in making and doing something on their own, and of being part of a team, and in the value in their voice.
Wow.
And that is something that a lot of, especially being a teen girl, that teen girls in, please give me that because I'm gonna need to use it. a lot of teen girls don't normally even get to have just in general. Okay, you can hold the avocado.
She's fine. She's completely fine. It's just
She
us.
loves the avocado.
I know. Who doesn't? I just want to say that just to let you while you're speaking, Sean Horn is just waving and saying she loves her OSL girls, and it's very exciting.
Actually, Sean is the person who introduced me to Grace. So if not for Sean, I would not be here right now.
Hi.
You know Miss Sean. But so they were it was not made in a vacuum. It was a very collaborative bringing together of minds and creativity and seeing the need that was there.
Wow.
It was there were no ivory towers. It was very hands-on from start to finish.
Wow.
And brains firing and synapses. And what we ended up with was this beautiful box.
Grace, that must have been so exciting for you to be part of that, the whole, because this is your dream, all this beautiful collaboration that both of you, and then this whole team of hackers. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, it's each summer I designed the curriculum, but you could only go so far as to see what people are going to make. So it's always exciting to see how people collaborate. The one thing that I think I noticed from last summer is that we worked more with a group of people with disabilities than we normally did. We would normally pair large teams with one person, but last year we really wanted to make sure we could reach more girls, especially since teen girls are probably the most underprivileged and marginalized, right, with the lack of access to education.
But I just want to add one more thing. It's not just girls, though. You also designed some really amazing men's clothing as well, because Kamel is on right now saying, where do I buy it? Where does he get a box? How can he get a box?
Yeah, so we have to still be prototyping a lot of the work in-house. We were actually building it in-house and producing it until COVID happened. So we will continue right away as soon as I guess the city opens up. But we look forward to giving a box and selling them at an affordable price to many people, because not just with people with disabilities, but for anybody who is an introductionary person to sewing, right? It's just more about like the elements of sewing is such an old tradition and art form, and it's very useful, but it hasn't been designed accessibly. It hasn't been designed in the mind for all ages, no matter what ability you have. So I think that's where we really try to keep improving. And this summer, we're going to probably look at more ideas on how to improve the box as we move forward.
Open Style Lab is amazing. I can't wait to see you start hacking, Kieran. I can't wait.
Okay. Well, you certainly can. I'm going to burn your fingernails since right now I don't have any. Yes. Yes. Oh, and by the way, this is Bridget.
Hi, Bridget. Let me get your picture. Let me see. Hi, Bridget. Smile. Oh, you look so amazing. Wow.
Hello.
Oh, thank you.
Helper, Mom. It's Bridget's gonna be my helper. It's okay.
Hey.
So one of the things I wanted to tell you, which when I started, now that she's gonna be my helper, she's running away. One of the things that was critical for me as the first time I participated in Open Style Lab was being a part of the solution for me, and not being a problem in my clothing was a game changer in the way I looked at myself and the way I looked at my wardrobe. And it changed the whole way I perceived myself.
Wow.
And I think that more just people in general should be able to see themselves that way. So these are my favorite jean shorts. And but again, if I'm as a person who sits on and off in a wheelchair / scooter all day, to be completely blunt, my waist sweats, which can lead me to doing a rather complicated hula when trying to use the facilities, both in an upward and a downward fashion. I see, that's lovely. So I'm always looking for additional places to grab. That is where this lovely beauty comes in. This is our one of our big straps. Thank you, Bridget. I love the color commentary. And it's peel and sticks. It's very simple to use.
Okay.
There's no sewing required. You can if you would like to.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna need that chalk in a minute, sweetheart, is you know what? I don't actually have a ruler currently. However, I'm gonna find.
I have a sliding ruler.
I don't need the sliding ruler.
Bummer.
Bummer. I'm gonna find the middle of the pants, which is right here. Thank you, Bridget.
Thanks, Bridget.
I'm gonna take chalk, which is in the lovely foam grip. So my spastic CP hands, which are very strong. And you do like to draw with chalk, but I also like to crush things with my hands. Will not. I'm going to mark off the middle of the pants.
Right. Thank you. I see that.
Thank you. And then
Wow. I just noticed there's an open style printed on
she is so branded. I love it. So I'm going to take the middle of the strap.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it right in the middle. And then, Bridget, would you do me a favor? Would you peel the side for mommy? Yeah, do this. Take this side. Would you peel that for me, please? Thank you. Oh,
Good
you're
job.
such a big kid. Thank
I
you.
want one. I want a kit.
She is a champion, and she's doing the Running Man. It's not even the 90s. Okay, so, but for me, I need to be able to grip a little bit lower. Let's see. Oh, you know what, Bridget, would you slide my hat box over? So I'm gonna do work right on top of it.
Oh, great. So that lifts you up a little bit higher. Great. This is awesome.
Using my piece.
You're such a good teacher.
Okay. So, can you guys see? Okay.
Yep.
So you can't see right now, but I'm going to show you in a minute where I'm putting it. So I'm going to rub like heck. It's not bad. Heck is totally acceptable in a public arena. And then I'm going to peel the other side. Actually, oh, I got this one. In the same place, I'm going to rub like heck. Yes. Yes, you can. Because anyone can do this. You can be a senior.
While you're doing that, we have a great friend saying, our friend Christy from Athens, Ohio, saying, I was wondering if these boxes could be used for the elderly as well. And
Oh, absolutely.
this is for
Definitely.
everyone, right?
We actually did a workshop with our friends from Riverside Rehab last winter. So they made pockets. Again, I sent you a link, Rick, of where people can sign up for a toolkit so we know how many to make in-house. And when we're ready to give it out to people.
I'll pop this right over to.
So here is my strap, exactly where I need it to go. Yeah, but that one had poor lighting. So here's the strap, exactly where I needed to go for my hand, where I need to grab. And all I need to do is either iron it, hit it with a hairdryer, or throw it in the clothes dryer for 15 minutes.
Wow.
And it will be secured to my pants for as long as I need it there.
So then, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, but you know what? It's very simple, but I can't tell you the power of being able to put something where you need it.
Yeah, so those elastic loops, Rick, were tested and constructed by our fellows last summer with like fabric adhesive tape, and they tried it in a variety of materials. And we decided, the box should definitely come with loops that are easy for people to be able to pull and to get dressed easily.
Sure.
So like it works on jeans, so I think it should be good to go.
Wow.
I mean, you can use this on a
You can wear
coat.
your favorite jeans however you want to and whenever you want to. That's great.
And also, I mean, you could put this on a coat if you need to pull it over your shoulder or a skirt. It's not just for pants. It can be used anywhere. We also have little loops that you could like hook your thumb into if you wanted to. Originally, they were intended to hook onto a hook to put on the cushion of a wheelchair, but they're made with the same adhesive, and you could use them if you wanted to hook your thumb through something or your pinky. If those are the usable digits on your hands,
Wow.
do something very similar. So if you don't have a whole hand to grip with, you can use what you have
Great.
available.
Beautiful.
So we thought about the whole person, not just about, this is the way one person does it, because we had people of every ability in this group of girls.
This is
That's-
amazing.
Yeah, and Rick, they could find out more if people have Hulu. There's actually a documentary that is out. We're so excited, that covers last year's summer program. So it has like a great story coverage. It's sponsored by Target. So they have multiple stories about just inclusion and exclusion as a theme. I think above and beyond people of all abilities. And so if anyone has Hulu or would like to just have a trial version, they could watch Design for All there, which just launched.
Design for All. And we just posted that, I believe, is Design for All is there. And also your website's up. We also popped that in there too. So tell us a little bit more of the making of the documentary. How was that?
Actually, funny story, when they first reached out, I didn't know who they were. So I had ignored them in the beginning, and then one my partner and co-board member Christina was like, how could you have ignored them? And so we invited them to the set, not knowing it was gonna come out now. So when you like film something, you don't know if it's gonna come out, you don't know how it's gonna come out or exactly what parts of it is, but I think they did a beautiful job of capturing diversity in general, not just our story. So I feel very happy, but they did get a good footage of the girls working together. Some of our tools that we have are stencils as well. So they have like the girls working on stencils that show like different types of bodies. So when you look at images in the magazine, right, and this, Rick, in beauty and fashion, there are very limited images that reflect diverse bodies. Sure. So if there's a girl who is using a walker and she identifies having cerebral palsy, she wants to look for that image in those magazines or things to draw, to think about fashion or her own style. But when those things aren't provided, what do? So part of those tools are also featured there. Our foam grip and a lot of other things. Kieran makes an apparel with her red lipstick there for a few seconds.
My brief foray into blondness.
Yeah, and I think it's just more about just that journey of what it's like to collaborate, and it ends in culmination of when we shared our summer program to hundreds of people, like we always do.
And actually, Cinderella, who is featured in our documentary, her video, our Hackability video series, is out this week.
How do we find those?
There is, I believe your tech person is sharing a link for our video series. So far, my video is first, and then Avi Golden's video.
Avi, we love Avi.
Probably watching. Hi, Avi.
Hi, Avi.
And then Cinderella, I believe, is the third, and she is an amazing young lady, girlfriend. She's just adorable.
Fantastic.
And she's a very intelligent, well-spoken person. And it's funny. I met her for the second time last summer. We initially met at a ballet workshop. So when we saw each other, it was like, hello. It was phenomenal.
Correct.
Old home week for quite a few people when I got to participate last year.
Wonderful. We've got Style for All. You're getting another thumbs up. Mary Anderson Bogdan is saying it's a beautiful film. So that's so we're all gonna have to watch. And plus we have. And are there going to be more in this series of the three that you've created?
Yeah, there'll be more videos and more tutorials, but I hope there'll be more movies, if that's what you mean, right?
Yeah. And more tutorials, and I'm sure they'd be useful. This is just beyond fantastic. It's amazing. And it really is for everybody. And the inclusiveness and the fact that fashion and style and independence is we're all worthy of that, you know, and we all deserve that. That's just so fantastic. I'm just loving. So the design for all trailer is already up. We've got that up. We posted that as well, which is very exciting. So we're all going to watch that film for sure. So how do you recruit your classes? And do people sign up at school, or do you actively recruit them in the student body, or what is the best way for you to move forward?
Oh, for the summer program.
Yes.
Are you referring to the summer program?
Yes.
Yeah. So the summer program, the applicants, we're just in the interviewing stage right now. Usually we make a call out to all people. And last year we even had a design fellow, shout out to Jessica, who has also a disability, but is a fashion designer. So we're not, biased on whether you're still in college or you're out. We kind of bring out the pool open to all people, all universities. So basically, you got to just look out for us in January to apply, because that's when we pop it back up. And then we close the applications around this time, or around late of April. But given COVID, we went a little bit longer this time. And given COVID, I think we're just going to go international at this point, because there's just the internet aspect of everything.
Beautiful. Well, it's bringing the world a lot closer. Remember, we're always saying social distancing. Well, we can stay social. It's physical distancing, but we can bring the world together in one little spot. So it's so exciting. Another friend just asked, our friend Christy asked, what do you have anything for people that wear leg braces? And can you create blue jeans that have that extra space, or is there a way to hack a new pair of jeans that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think we don't produce clothing. We've stopped doing that one-off, but we are more looking at like, how can we help you learn how to do that for the different various hacks that you want. So hopefully if she's got ideas on this, she wants to try using the toolkit, and we start producing them, that'd be one way to see what she could do with the braces. Another option is, Kieran, you know this very well, is that in the fall and the spring, I teach full-time at Parsons. So this is an opportunity where people with disabilities are mentors and collaborators for the class. And if you've got an idea for jeans or braces, this is the time to talk to some of the most leading design students there to kind of ideate together. Because, we don't know till we actually make something come out.
Beautiful. It's gorgeous. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah. And if any person with a disability wants to engage in classes, there is a pretty big list where, we really look for people who can share their lives. So they would have to just email us at hello@OpenStyleLab, and Kieran will probably answer on what that entails, like 15 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an entire school year. I just did it and it was amazing. It was so much fun to get to know and work with the students, with the designers, and be through the entire iteration of their collections. And if you're in the New York metropolitan area, you can do it. I did some of mine digitally, even pre-COVID, and some of mine in person. And just to work together with them and to watch them grow. And also just to help shape, these are the minds of the future. I mean, they're, whether it's, design, or when I did it initially, I had architecture and lighting design, and I forget what one of them did, but
Sculpture student.
And I mean, it was just like and some of these people in my first class had never encountered a student with a disability, a person with a disability, but they wanted to. And I think that is the game changer, because that is what makes the difference in the world going forward. That's what builds even greater inclusion.
Sure.
For like my kids and their kids.
Yeah, it's not designing for, but it's designing with, which is what this documentary stresses. And
it's
I think
the relationship versus the, putting upon the, where I never even saw an inclusive garment to something that looked like it either belonged on a child or a grandma, to something more like what we're seeing now. And I think you might be seeing my other child who's coming in her close up. But being a part of the conversation and being a part of the solution is what's going to get.
Chocolate ice cream.
Is what gets those genes made that go over your brace and make you feel like you, not like, not like you've got not like a piece of patchwork or somebody's not so fashionable versus fashionable grandmother.
It's amazing. And the thing that I also find so extraordinary is even in the classroom, there's the future designers that are going to be the creatives at the forefront of things coming from Parsons. Of course, they're going to be heavy duty megas, and already everybody's on their radar now. They're going to be designed. Once you're enlightened, you stay enlightened, and that creative juices continue to flow, and it becomes more inclusive in your designs, and you're thinking about people with mobility issues and people with various disabilities, but it's part of your creative process, and that's what it's all about. This is art. This is about the creative process. Our inspiration has to come from everywhere and from everyone and all voices, and everybody needs to be part of that process. And what Open Style Lab is doing is exactly creating that experience, that environment, and that opportunity for us to really literally create a more inclusive world where everybody is embraced and celebrated and designed for.
And valuable.
Absolutely. And I think it's kind of taken away some perceptions and stigma, right? Because like a lot of our friends with disabilities, they have so many great ideas, and they also need many things that are caused by barriers of accessibility. But I just want them to also know that it's as much of a design and a process for anybody to ideate, and they should do it together with, I think, creatives who would love to understand more about accessibility, who don't have the experience of working in an inclusive environment. So it's a win-win. And the more that they understand that it's not a consumer to a product type of negotiation, the better that experience, I think, could be. So the summer program, the classes, the boxes, they're all combined together to give that sense of, I think, empowerment to everyone.
Just want you to know that Kamel just wanted to know where he can donate. So we popped up your website again.
Yes.
With the donate button clearly marked.
There's a donate button on the right side, I think. Yes.
How are you doing financially with support for the Hackability Box toolkits? Are you doing okay with that?
It's very hard, Rick. It's like producing a product is one other issue. But I think we are still moving it along regardless. Still trying to find new ways to cut edges and to be as affordable as possible. Because if you already know as well, like all of these public programming and even products, when they're not price accessible, they really just become a bigger barrier. So a lot of the stuff we try to take on in-house, and hopefully when we get back to the office, which we are fortunately able to partner with the Array Carbajo, an architect firm, we can laser cut, print, make all the things that we can with all of our members. But it's a lot about funding. And so we would love to have more people acknowledge that this is really something we want to give to people. And a lot of the first boxes we made, we already just gave to people. Like I boxed and mailed them, and so did my team. Right. So we really want people to be able to use them first and like hear from them,
Sure.
if this is actually helpful too. But it sounds like most people are like, yeah, where can I get one? And that also comes with supplies and other things. Yeah. So we're more than happy always. Donations are great.
Yeah.
Fundraisers, I think I find difficult, but any sort of support is great. But most of all, it's just to follow our story. You can support us in ways that are not monetary. Like look at the video, maybe follow us on Facebook. So if you know a designer or a friend or a person with a disability who wants to be part of the program, that only enriches our community more, and that's invaluable compared to money. So,
have you had any luck finding foundation support?
Well, this year we got a little bit lucky before the whole epic pandemic. We got the NEA grant, which is the National Endowment for the Arts. Right. That has probably saved us this year to support for the schools programming as well as the summers. And also to have our program manager, Snow, also on board. We just have a new person doing our videos, given the light of what we're doing. And a lot of the other work, Kieran, as well as the board ourselves, we do this out of our own time. And so a lot of it is to also pay the fellows and materials for people with disabilities who want to be involved. So this summer again, obviously we would love to know more. And so that's kind of my work in line, but I have just survived trying to graduate a bunch of seniors. I've just gotten my head out and now trying to work with Kieran and Christina and Pinar and everyone to move this along every year.
You're doing a beautiful job. The work you do is remarkable.
Ah.
Kieran, you're incredible. You're a great teacher, a great demonstrator. That was great. We all want a hackability kit.
Yay.
I think everybody, and it's for all of us. It's for everyone. It's just like take control of your style, take control of your lives, take control of all your actions, and it's all about independence. And this really is helping us get there. And it's using the arts to celebrate human diversity. So I thank you so much. We're going to have all your links are going to be on this page following. We'll add 1 million more links. Everybody's going to want a kit. Everybody has to check out Open Style Lab. It's amazing. And then Crazable Group and Grace, thank you so much, CEO. And Kieran, you're extraordinary. Thanks for having your family participate in the hackability demonstration. I love it.
Thanks for your patience.
And Kieran, I have one last question for you. What is your favorite bit about the hackability kit? And what's your favorite thing about it?
And actually, I say this in my video. My favorite part about this kit is that it gives me the power to do it on my own. Because every time I was ever working on something as a family, my family is very big on doing it ourselves, is a well-meaning member of my family would take it from me. Not out of meanness or not out of anything, but they would take it from me and I wouldn't get it back until it was done. So this kit gives me the power to do it all by myself. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it gets to be done by these hands.
Oh,
Or if you do it with your teeth, or maybe if you do it with your feet, but you can do it by yourself. And or you can give someone instructions on how you want it to be done. And it empowers the user or the wearer. And that is invaluable.
wow.
And empowering.
Grace.
And our video series really, that gives a sense of community that a lot of us are lacking right now. And I mean, the ability to see another disabled person when I didn't, oh, and by the way, your event that I went to 4 years ago around this time was my first event with the disability community. I just wanted you to know. Your gallery event. I don't even remember what street it was on.
Wow.
But it was my first real event with the disability community that wasn't
full circle
from an ableist lens. So I wholeheartedly appreciate, total full circle.
Wow.
So thank you.
Thank you, Kieran. Thank you.
Because I wouldn't be here with you if I wasn't there with you.
Wow, wonderful. Isn't that exciting? Well, I'm thrilled. I can't wait to have you come and have you be a guest at our Positive Exposure 109 gallery. I think we should do a fashion show there. We should do demonstrations and workshops, and it's a great space and it's a great accessible space as well. So
Love it.
Really amazing to see you. Thank you all. Grace, can you imagine a better commentary on like what that kit means to you than freedom?
Oh, absolutely.
Freedom.
I mean, at a time like this, we need it, right? We all need something to help us move and do what we can do as freely as possible.
Well, I'm blown away by both of you. Thank you so much. Thanks for using your talents to
Thank
do
you, Rick.
what you're doing.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for giving us this platform.
Yay.
Thanks,
Thanks. I'll do it
Rick.
again. I can't wait. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye, kids.
Bye.
Bye.